Never lead with money or material. That's how I was taught. Yeah. That's why when I meet people, I don't talk to them about shit that I do. None of my accomplishments. I downplay a lot of that shit. I don't talk about none of that, not anything I've done. Hey, if they find out, they find out. But I'm not telling you shit. What usually happens when I meet people, a new person, if they stay around me long enough, they'll learn my first and last name. And they might Google my name, right? And then my books will pop up, or my LinkedIn page might pop up, or something like that. And then they'll be like, "Oh shit!" They're like, "Well, one broad, you're kind of famous online." I'll be like, whatever. Yeah, not really, but okay, I get it." That's how it usually happens. But that usually takes months for them to get to that point. Most people are not going to even get to that point. They're not going to even be around that long to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? But they find out when they find out. I don't be volunteering information to new people like that. I don't. Because I look at it like, that ain't got nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to impress nobody. My only person I'm trying to impress is myself. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't leading with no money. I ain't leading with no anything superficial. I ain't not leading with no accomplishments. None of that shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm happy with a lot of things that I've accomplished in the past. But I'm just getting started. There's a whole lot of new shit that I want to do that don't have anything to do with the internet. Some of it does, some of it don't. But, and even check this out. Even some of the stuff that I have accomplished, most people that I talk to, they don't understand it anyway. They even if I was to break it down to them, most of them they don't understand that shit. They'll be like, "Yeah, you got a book. Yeah, I got a book." They understand that, but they don't understand how the book came about. They don't. Most of the time, and some people they just don't care because they ain't got nothing to do with them. And that's true. They ain't got nothing to do with them. So a lot of people not even impressed with that shit. I'm when it comes to me. Somebody else, well, that's gonna be different. It's a double standard that it lives deep. That double standard lives, boy. But I don't even get into that shit. Because I want this person to see me for me and be in the moment. I want her to be in the moment. I don't want her to be thinking about the future or the past. Because that's all we got. The moment. That's all we got right now, today. But you gotta watch the company that you keep. I remember my parents used to tell me about this when I was younger. At the time, I didn't really understand. But if you get involved or start hanging around the wrong group of people, things could go left real quick. You could find yourself in a situation and you'd be like, "God damn, how did I even get in this shit? I didn't do this shit." And then let's say you get jammed up. Let's say you get a charge, some type of assault charge from a woman says, "Hey, he did this to me," right? And And nobody believes you. You telling people, hey man, I ain't do that shit. Nobody believes you. Even the people that know you don't believe you. Not only do they not believe you, they don't believe you in your hometown. People you've been knowing all your life. They think you guilty. They think you actually did what that girl said you did. And you've been knowing these people damn near all your life. And to top it off, the story made front page news in your town. Oh, shit. It don't get no worse than that. The story made front page news in your town. And the headline said something like this. So-and-so just assaulted 7 women. He just RAP 7 women at the same damn time. He like, what? Man, come on, man. That's impossible. I mean, how you gonna do all that at the same time with 7 women? Of course it's impossible, but they'll go along with it anyway. Especially if you got money to pay out. If they think you got money to pay out, the DA and the judge, shit, they'll go along with this shit. They're trying to get some money out of your ass. And everybody in your town will think you guilty. And even let's say you beat the case, or they cut you a deal. Let's say you take the deal, right? You know what people are gonna say? Well, if he probably guilty because he took the deal. No, that's not true either. But that's what they're gonna think. People in your family they're gonna be thinking like this. They'll be like, people you went to high school, college are gonna be thinking like this. You'd be like, God damn. You got this random bitch that's saying some shit about me, and y'all gonna believe her, but y'all ain't gonna believe me. Especially if it's a white woman. You be like, oh man, if it's a white woman that make a claim on you, some type of assault, oh boy, you in trouble. I'm gonna tell you right now. And nobody's gonna be able to help you. Nobody. You ain't gonna have enough money to get out of this shit if it's a white woman.